What's up everybody, hope you're having a wonderful time. My name is Phil and in today's video I'm going to introduce you to Vadim Taranov's RedTone amplifier simulation. Since it's based on the Fortin NTS amp, we're going to also compare it a little bit to the Fortin NTS Amp Suite from NeuralDSP. Join in as we listen first into a full mix demo and then we move forward into taking a look at the different plugins. Hi guys, welcome to today's video again. So, what do we have here at stake? Today I want to talk a little bit about the Fortin NTS Suite and compare it a little bit to the RedTone from Vadim Taranov amp. But before we do a little bit playing and a little bit A/Bing, let's first talk about the differences between these amp sims. Let me first start by introducing the Fortin NTS Suite. Now, we got the Fortin NTS Suite here on the right side, and the Fortin NTS Suite is basically an emulation of the Fortin NTS amplifier in VST format, brought to you by NeuralDSP, who are also very renowned for creating different Fortin plugins, such as the Fortin Nameless and the Fortin Kali Dual, which I might also make a video in the very near future on. And what is it all about? As I said before, it emulates the Fortin NTS amplifier, which is also the base for the development of the Randall Satan amplifier, which has become Ola Englund's signature amplifier. And the amp suite consists of 3 different blocks over here from a very high level perspective: pedal platform, amplifier, cabinet section. Let's first talk about the pedal platform. We got 3 pedals over here: Fortin Zool, the Fortin Hex Drive, and the Fortin Grind pedal. Zool being the noise gate with a one knob threshold, knob basically, and the Hex Drive being kind of a tube screamer on steroids, and the Grind giving you a little bit of an high pass and adding more gain to the higher upper frequencies. When we look at the amplifier, we got 2 different channels, channel 1, channel 2. Channel 1 being the high gain channel, channel 2 being the clean channel. One specialty regarding this amplifier is on channel 1, the grind and the girth knobs, which are, the girth is the low gain, the low frequency gain, and grind is the high frequency gain, which kind of works together with the gain knob itself. And we got the kill switch, which you can flick up in order to enhance furthermore or give even more gain to the amplifier. And then volume and normal 3-band EQ. Channel 2, the clean channel, consists of a gain, the bright switch, volume, and the 3-band EQ. And we got a mastering, but a master section where we got the depth, the presence, and the master knob. Furthermore, on the cabinet section over here, we have the possibility to load NeuralDSP's own impulse responses or cabinet emulations, if you will, or we can also load custom impulse responses, meaning third-party impulse responses. I know, for the sake of consistency, because I have the same engaged on the RedTone, chose Celestion Vintage 30 4x12 closed cabinets, the Royer 1-to-1 microphone, the balanced position, and the same cabinet, but instead with an SM57 microphone in the balanced position. Not fully blended not fully blended as loud as they are in the RedTone, but there's very little difference. Basically, nearly none, I would say. Or at least not relevant for this kind of comparison. Let's first dive into the Fortin NTS, or the Fortin NTS, and let me show you how it sounds. So that's kind of, you know, kind of a quick demo of the sounds. Let me show you the channel 2. I'll disengage the pedal section by double clicking. Backing off the gain a little bit, pushing the volume a little bit, engaging bright, mid, trap, bass. Sorry, I suck totally at clean playing. Let's move directly back. I just want to show you that it is actually a clean sound. It is not like with PV5150s, for example, that you have that crunchy quality, if you will say so, but you have actually a clean sound. However, one thing which I really think is a missed opportunity is NeuralDSP should definitely add something in regards of post-amplifier effects. For example, reverb, delay, maybe even a chorus in there, just that you can get more out of the clean tones over here. But that is complaining on very high level. Let's move, however, now over to Vadim Taranov's RedTone amplifier. And before I show you how it sounds, let me first talk a little bit about it. Vadim Taranov is kind of an independent amp sim developer out there, I think one-man brand actually, who's developing a lot of different amplifiers where he provides full capable, or almost full capable demos out there. So, and he's basically, or in later times, he's kind of tailoring towards not necessarily competing, but taking the same inspiration in regards of amplifiers, such as the NeuralDSP team does. For example, with the Fortin NTS, we're kind of emulating the Fortin NTS amplifier. The RedTone is also based on the Fortin NTS amplifier. The Vadim Taranov Blades amplifier is based on the Randall Satan, if I'm not mistaken. And he also has the Sunnyfornia or something, which is basing to the Cali Dual, which also Fortin and NeuralDSP brought out a plugin in form of the Fortin Cali Dual, and so on and so forth. I think he has the Permafrost, which is also tailored towards the Omega Granifier amplifier, and also, guess what? NeuralDSP also has a Omega Granifier plugin out there. So he's kind of, he's kind of trying to offer less expensive versions of those amplifiers, which then we mere mortal guitar players can actually also afford. And just give you short taste of what it sounds like. In my opinion, absolutely usable kick-ass tone. Vadim Taranov, as I said before, has, I think, all of his to-be-paid software out there in a demo version, which you can download and which you then can tweak a little bit, but you cannot do it, like I would go ahead and just use the knobs as as you are used to it, but on the demos you only have certain steps. So you have maybe 8 o'clock, and then in the next step you have 11 o'clock, and the next step you have 3 o'clock, and then you got full scale up to 10. So yeah, but apart from that, you still can get very usable tones, and you kind of get an idea of what's going on. And the RedTone actually convinced me. I bought it, I think it was $20, so he has 3 different price tiers where you can decide from. I think it was 16, 18, and $20, and I decided to go with the $20 because I think this is a great plugin and it's well worth it. Yeah. Let me just play a little bit along. I'll do kind of an A-Bing over here. I can do that directly with a keyboard combination. When I press over here, look at the tracks in Reaper. When I press Control and B, I'm actually toggling between the plugins which I set up and the Fortin NTS. In order to be transparent on my signal chain, I got the Nambrini Analog Rack Noise Gate over here. It's just acting as a noise gate, nothing else. Got the Pod Farm Tuner over here. Then we got the Fortin NTS, the RedTone, and I'm using for the cabinet emulation, cabinet impulse responses from Celestion, the same as I'm using over here. Let's actually go ahead and dial them exactly the same way. So now we got the exact same setting. There should be no difference. if I either use Ignite Nadir or if I would be to use the internal cabinet section of the Fortin NTS Suite. And okay, let me now first start off with the Vadim Taranov version, the RedTone. Now you can hear already the Fortin has a little bit more oomph and is a little bit louder, but we haven't yet fully, used the potential of the RedTone. Let's dial in a little bit more of a depth over here. Let's put a little bit more PA drive. This is power amp drive. This gives a little bit more mids and slightly enhance the output. Now let's compare again. This is the Fortin NTS. And this is then the RedTone from Vadim Taranov. It's a little bit more muddier, so let me back off the PA drive a little bit more. So as you can hear, of course, there is a difference, yeah? There is a difference, but not that much that I personally think that it justifies nearly $100 more in price for the Fortin than the RedTone, yeah? Let me ramble on a little bit, playing a little bit more to give you even more impression of what's going on, actually, starting with the Fortin. Sorry for the slightly out of tune guitar. Yeah, okay. I'll keep this video short is the wrong term, but shorter than my other videos over here. I'll just call it a day for playing so far. Let's get to the conclusion. The conclusion is actually that the RedTone is an awesome one-trick pony, and it can well compete with the Fortin NTS Suite, in my personal opinion, especially having into your mind that the RedTone has no pedal or something as a booster engaged whatsoever. So we're only using the amplifier. And for that, it sounds absolutely kick-ass. While the Fortin NTS needs kind of the grind or the hex drive in order to get into that territory. However, this is also the downside of the RedTone automatically. The RedTone is a one-trick pony. You only can set up the gain channel in the first sense, so you only have that one channel, while the Fortin is a full-fledged amp simulation. So you have the two channels, you have the kill switch, for example, where you get a little bit more of the variety in tones, and you have, of course, the Amp Suite style of plugin. Now, if that's your type, if you're kind of, let's say, I wouldn't say in a negative way, but if you're the lazy guy, you just want to have everything at one place, then the Fortin NTS is absolutely for you. But can you get awesome tones out of the RedTone, which can compete with the Fortin NTS for a good bang for the buck? Hell yeah, and that is the point, like not everybody can just, snip out the 100 euros here in Europe at least, which they ask for the Fortin NTS, but like $14 or $16, what's that? Like 13 euros for this sound, fucking kick-ass, I'm on neither side. They both have their full like share in the market, and they're both awesome plugins. Get whatever you like. But I can really shell out kind of, out of sympathy for Vadim Taranov and for the small developer, I can shell out here a recommendation. Go at least give them a chance. Don't scoop them off just because you think it's free stuff or it's, cheap, inexpensive stuff, that it won't give you the tones you might be searching for. That said, you'll see both the NeuralDSP webpage where you can get the Fortin NTS Suite as well as Vadim Taranov's page in the description below. You'll find also timestamps over here. And that said, have a wonderful day and talk to you soon.